Hey, good morning, Internet. Here's the solar heating panel that I'm putting together. You may have seen others doing this on YouTube or what have you. I did. I researched this before I began putting it together. And oftentimes they use a piece of plywood that they drill and then use cable ties to attach the tubing. This is drip irrigation. It's okay for the purpose. It's UV stable and it lasts for years, even in a harsh sunlit climate like mine here in the Mojave Desert. I know this because I have this drip tubing that's still in use on my property. The cable ties, however, not so much. They degrade quickly. I've had them become brittle and snap in just a few weeks of exposure to the sun. I don't recall seeing that mentioned in any other YouTube video. What I came up with instead as a much longer term solution is these rebar ties. They're about $22, $23 for a roll of around 1,000. They're simple, they're long-lasting, they're coated with oil, so they're going to be perfect for my desert climate. They'll last, I predict, several years before they need attention. They're also easy to install. They're pre-cut with loops on each end. They can be placed in the panel and then tied off with this. A hook nail in a portable drill. They have tools for the purpose that are used for tying rebar in concrete construction applications, but that nail cost me less than a penny, and it took just a moment to modify it for use in my cordless drill. Anyway, what I do is, where I have used these cable ties to temporarily fasten the drip tubing to my remesh, I come along and replace them with a bank of ties. I loop them together through the tubing, line them up, and then come down and twist them all together with the cordless drill. I'm using remesh because it seems a more economical approach than other approaches I've seen online. Typically, plywood is used. It makes a good substrate, I suppose, but you've got to do a lot of drilling to attach the tubing to the backer. Or you've got to use hose clamps and screws. That seems like a lot of work. All I need is something to support the tubing and keep it from blowing away in the wind. The remesh provides multiple anchor points inexpensively. These things are about $14 per panel. I've got innumerable places to tie off to. Again, they're ideal for this climate. They're lightly oiled. They're going to rust eventually, but until then, I'll get an acceptable service life out of them. And I think in the long run, they'll hold up better than plywood panels would. Anyway, I'm going to tie off the lower panel and then come back later and show you how I use the cordless drill to snug these ties in position.